Why, hello. So, it's a pretty awful day outside. We got hit with a pretty major snowstorm. So I decided what better day to start trying to do Bookmas. This is my first year on BookTube. I'm very, very new to it, so I don't know much. But I've decided, well, why not try to make 12 days of Bookmas just for fun. Or not even just like Vlogmas, because I want to do some painting stuff as well. But yeah, I just kind of want to try to make 12 little Christmassy videos for you guys for this holiday season. Now, it might not be 12 exact days because I do have, work. So it might more be like 10 days of Bookmas. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So today's video is going to be reading as many dark academia books as I can within about 24 hours. It might not be exactly 24 hours, since I do, want to go to sleep and I do have to attend lessons, but I am listening to an audiobook, so that helps me get through my books much, much faster. So I'm just going to be reading some dark academia books. Let me go get them. The first book I am reading today is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I am listening to it on audiobook. So far I'm a couple hundred pages in. I'm actually like 150 pages in. But yeah, I've just been listening to it on audiobook at school today, and so far I have mixed feelings about it. It's a pretty good book, but there is some language that I am not fond of. Like, it's very like, she's using a lot of slurs, and I'm not very like fond of that. So I'm having a hard time like getting into that because of that. But whatever, we're just gonna do some homework. I'm ready to do some drawing, and we're gonna listen to Donna Tartt as I work on some sketches because, I need something to play in the background, and why not have it be an audiobook? And then if I do end up getting through that book today, or like in this 24 hours, the next book I will be reading is Fable by R.F. Kuang. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I don't want to butcher it, but I've never read any of Rebecca's books, but they are all on my TBR. And my friends have read. Multiple of my friends had to read Yellowface for their culminating assignment, in our grade 12 English class, and they all gave it positive and stellar reviews. And we had a battle of the books, so they like sat down and explained the plot and like what happens, and it seems like genuinely so intriguing. And I love the way that she talks about stereotypical and societal racism. So when I found out she had a dark academia book that and I love dark academia, so I just had to pick it up. And so far I'm 68 pages in. I'm already annotating it, and oh my god, Rebecca, this is insane. The writing is amazing. Like, I've already used like 5 different colors to represent 5 different things. It's just stunning. And I love that it's not just like, it's not like The Secret History is, and it's not just like an academia book. It's also a fantasy book. Like, sure, you're actually in a real place in England, in Oxford, but there's also this magical fantasy element and like this mystery about Robin's backstory that's way more intriguing than The Secret History, and that's way more awesome. I love fantasy books. They are like my cup of tea. Like, they're my berries and cream. I don't know what you call it, but they are what I read all the time. And I love fantasy books where you genuinely get to learn about like you read it and you come away knowing something, and you come away changed. Like, reading this book, I know so much more about Chinese culture and even just like British culture than I did before I even picked up the book, and I'm only 70 pages in. Like, I love learning. That's why I read. It's not just, oh my gosh, they're in a cool magic fantasy world and they are these silver bars that are healing you. You're also learning about systemic racism and classism and how it affects life. What I find so heartbreaking is you don't even know the main character's name yet, and I believe from what I've seen, you don't even figure it out. So like very on in the book, I don't even know if you figure it out, but because like he has to literally change his name to be something more pronounceable to fit into the white world. And insane. Yeah, without further ado, this intro section is way too long. I'm not reading Babel, but let's get into the secret history and let's start doodling. So unfortunately, I was not able to finish Secret History all today, but this is a 24-hour reading challenge, so my timer has been set for exactly 24 hours from when I started this challenge. So that will be tomorrow. Probably a little more than tomorrow, considering the 24 hours because I'm going to sleep. But I'm exactly halfway through Secret History. It was kind of a bore, but I managed to get through it. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say. I really want to know what's happening in the prologue or like what's happening. You know, in those first few pages, I don't want to spoil it, but there's this like very dramatic shock that happens in the first page that draws you in, and then you like jump like a year back in the past, and you're just like, why is this happening? And it's just kind of like dragging on. It's literally just college students being college students for the sake of that. So it's kind of boring and it's kind of hard to get through. But I'm at a point where I'm very tired, so I'm probably gonna go to bed now. I'm just turning in some assignments. So yeah, I'm turning my assignments, and then actually I always read before I go to bed, so I'm gonna read a couple pages of Babel, probably like 20 or 30 just before bed, just for fun. And I've also got myself a little snack here. I've got some cheese and crackers. So yeah, let's have a nice little Babel readathon. I don't know what we're doing. We're just gonna read a little bit before bed and do some homework. Hello. So it's the next day. I fell asleep last night, but do I have my book here? I do. I managed to get 100 pages into Babel before falling asleep last night, and it's actually like insane. Like, so far most of my quotes are just like dealing with the systemic racism that Robin and Remy have to face, but other than that, again, it's still really good. Like the colonism and like just the magic, it's all super insane. But I do not think I will be able to finish this book in my 24-hour challenge, but it's good to know that I got through like at least 100 pages, you know, and I can add that to my total of pages at the end of the video. But yeah, today was a snow day, and all the transportation was canceled, so I actually cannot get to school today. So I was like, fuck it, let's finish this video, let's power through. It hasn't been 24 hours yet, so I'm gonna work on some homework, and I'm gonna finish listening to The Secret History, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, welcome back. I have another update. I have an update for you guys. So obviously I'm in a new room. I'm in my basement right now. I'm just watching my sister's dog, and so I figured I'd do that in my sister's room. Also, she has better sound quality for listening to my audiobook. So I'm listening to my audiobook down here. Right now I'm about 75, almost 80% through The Secret History. I would say 80%. Yeah, I'm just working away on some homework. I'm just doing some animating, and I've also managed to get myself a warm beverage to keep me occupied. Little something about me, I pretty much have to have a warm beverage if I'm gonna read. Usually it's a coffee or a French vanilla, but today I only had a hot chocolate, so I made myself a hot chocolate. Yeah. So without further ado, let's draw and let's finish The Secret History. Okay, so we've come to the end of our challenge. So I did manage to finish Secret History. I rated it 3 stars. Honestly, it's more of a 2.5 star. The extra 3 is just because, like, the extra half star is just because Donna Tartt is an incredible writer. Like, 10 out of 10 writing. Like, honestly, like, the only reason I kept going was because, like, her writing just enthralled me. But the characters were all horrible, and were all like, they were well written, but they were well written to be horrible people, and they were just doing horrible things. And basically, spoiler alert, after this point, they kill their friend Bunny, and basically at the start of the book it makes it kind of seem like it's sort of an accident, but no, they try to do it on purpose because Bunny is blackmailing them, and they're just like trying to justify it the entire book. And like, I shit you not, it's been like just like 100 pages like partying and drinking and like just like having sex. It's a weird book, and I honestly just had such a hard time getting through it. I was listening to an audiobook. I was just like, the entire time as I was drawing. But yeah, again, like, Donna Tartt's writing style was literally the only reason that I kept going. So today I read 692 pages, which is a lot for like one straight 24-hour period. I feel like I could definitely have read more if I wasn't like in school and taking breaks to do homework and read and eat and stuff. But I did manage to do exactly 24 hours from when I started. I forgot to tell you guys, but I set up a timer and I literally kept stopping. Every time I stopped to read a book, every time I put the book down, I would stop my timer. So now it's like 2 in the morning, like a couple days from when I first started this. So the 24 hours have been well used. I've just been reading. But yeah, the Secret History was kind of boring. I'm surprised that it started the dark academia genre, because like I wasn't getting that many dark academia vibes from the book. Like, it was literally like just a fiction book. Like, I was just like, I don't know. You learn a lot about like culture from that book, but I don't know. Fable was 100% better, and I'm about to finish it. I'm about to read myself to sleep again tonight to Babel, so let me edit this video and go the freak to bed.